It's all about making it the cage of death on December 11th. And I wonder what the Runaways have planned here right now as they were fitting all by himself. Ducks in the clothesline. Amos is catching his spot. Mesmerizing. He's using hypnosis. Is that legal here? This can't be legal in international rules. Look, it's working. He's hypnotizing the entranceway too. Different, but effective. What the hell is going on? How is this legal? Oh, man. Check out the dance floor. And what is that? He hypnotized the when he looked at the entrance. This is the most illegal thing I've seen in the history of wrestling. How are we not hypnotized? He didn't look Hey, it's ultra-violent dancing. You gotta love the action here. It's CZW. It's like nothing else. He's cutting a line or cutting a rope, whatever it's called. Oh, I love it. Oh, man. But yo-yo! I haven't seen some of this stuff since the 80s. Oh my! Slater's down cutting her off somehow. The worm. Textbook worm by Ryan Slater. Joe Gacy, he must be reported by lighter body. Somehow he's got a worm too. Egyptian hypnosis. Taking her on the runaway. Uh-oh. The hypnosis is broken. Casey down.
Set, round, and match, ladies and gentlemen.
Hypnosis broken. And he
And
collapsed.
it broke our hypnosis too.
Yeah, we were hypno-locked.
We could not say anything due to the Egyptian hypnosis.
Yeah, we bowed down.
Just a little explanation. This is probably one of my favorite YouTube videos of all time. I just think it's so funny and whimsical, and just ties in the athleticism and theatrical prowess, I guess, that like wrestlers have.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, everyone has to be a part of it, right? Like everyone's like, oh yeah, here's my dance move for this. Like it's a fully coordinated event masquerading as something spontaneous, because as a viewer, it would only feel spontaneous. But like watching it and thinking about it, this is a complete coordination, right? Like, or this is the greatest improv bit of all time.
Right.
You know, like everyone is yes anding.
They're like, all right, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, like everyone is yes anding to the highest level imaginable in this wrestling arena right now.
But the reason I wanted to bring this to the pod is to tie it into a conversation that we had that was lingering for a little bit. I know you've all been waiting to hear the epic climax, which I don't even think it really has a climax to it necessarily. I think it's
more of a
kind of
whimper.
ongoing.
It's a dying star is what it is.
Yeah, it's more of a gaped situation than anything. And that's our favorite streamer.
Yeah, our favorite streamer.
If you recall that conversation from, I don't know, like 3-ish now?
From
pods ago?
Three pod? I'm pretty sure it was like...
It was more than that, you think?
I think we last talked about streamer on pod 3, actually.
Holy hell.
It's been a while.
So, at least 10 episodes ago, as all you lore masters remember, our favorite streamer... we'll kind of give you a recap, but the reason I wanted to play this was because, excuse me, Borly was streaming one time. on Twitch, and I popped in because I'm a friend. I support my friends
I thought
and
you were
their
gonna say because I'm a
endeavors.
misogynist.
Oh no.
I popped in because I'm a misogynist.
Oh yeah. Well, no, actually, I respect women. I have a pretty good record of
Oh, that's my bad. I read the name wrong.
not.
I thought Fontleroy came
No,
in.
you thought it was Fontleroy. I
Yeah.
could see that from the burp, but no, that
Yeah,
was maybe that was him off screen or something.
probably.
Um, but I popped into the stream and we were just kind of bantering or whatever, and then I mentioned how like, oh, you gotta play the, because something came up. I don't talk about wrestling or something, and I'm like, oh, you gotta play this video, and then it came up where Borley's like, oh yeah, this reminds me of being on this one guy's stream where I recommended or someone recommended a video and he just refused to play it because it could only be his world, his way or the highway. It
Not
was his
yeah.
world and everyone's suffering through it
It was
apparently.
his exact quote regarding other things is that it will only ever be his voice on the stream, which, as
I
we
remember
know,
that.
yeah, which didn't come to pass because the moment a girl showed up, he was getting her in voice chat immediately.
He would bitch and moan every
He would
time
cry
she's on,
bully
like,
her.
and it would always be like a vagary, like, are we getting in voice chat? Guys, are we getting in voice chat? Like,
Yeah,
just
it was
like you're
always
just
the
begging her to get
implication.
into it. It's like
Yeah, he's like,
it's
"Oh,
a
I'm in the,"
strange
or he would be
dynamic.
like, "Oh, I'm in the voice chat."
Ooh,
Like,
yeah,
come
yeah,
on over,
subtle,
come on in.
very subtle. Be subtle.
Yeah,
So where did we leave off? Do you think? I mean, I should guess I should have done that homework, but I was so
I think we left off with that streamer clearly is engaging in infidelity with Countess Sandy, and
mhm.
that he is constantly cry bullying her to get his emotional needs met while married to another woman and ignoring and just being a horrible shit lord to like anyone else who shows up in the chat with any consistency. As exhibit A, the chatter CKB, who is
A
there.
true hero
Yeah, he
of the
shows up
stream.
every stream and he just gets made fun of.
Oh my god, he's just the punching bag of the stream, and he shows up and he just blog posts about the most
He's
whatever is
yeah.
on his mind,
It
which I kind of that's the first time I encountered that. Now, like if I ever see like live streams like on YouTube or whatever, like I always keep note like those are the real ones, like because those are the people that are like just like what's going on in your life that you're just
yeah.
showing up to the stream and
That
just
it's very
telling your life story to
that
nobody
is
who asked,
yeah,
you know?
no, like that is
Witness me.
actually true. Like there is a dude that was like because I used to stream on YouTube with pretty regularity going into my final year of grad school, and people just show up and they are just looking to like have a one-way conversation.
Yeah.
You know, like they write it, you read it, and there's like barely even a back and forth. Like they're just gonna keep writing shit. You're gonna keep reading. Why? Because I keep smelling the syrup.
They keep smelling the intrigue.
Yeah, but like with streamer, it was always like a fucking chore for him to like read anyone's message, and then
And you the way you mean a chore is like he had to be dragged kicking and screaming to read anything from anybody, and it's like a yeah, it's like pulling teeth.
yeah, like he just didn't like you could write something that is funny. You could write something with like creativity, and he will read it with the enthusiasm of like a fucking dead ant. Like he just does not give a fuck unless you are Countess Sandy, in which he is like full force
Fully
in ass,
engaged.
mouth, and vagina in that message.
And then some.
Yeah, and then some more. Yeah.
Ostensibly.
So that's kind of where things were for a while. You know, it's basically Countess Sandy gets on, streamers like, please get in the voice chat with me,
Please,
I'm begging you.
please.
And then Countess Sandy would try to like, you know, I've seen this, I work with a lot of female coworkers and I've had a lot of conversations about relationships with them. And something I notice is that a lot of times the guy is a loser and the woman is pushing the guy to be less of a loser because no woman wants to be with a loser.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
how I visualize this happening, and this is what
Yeah.
happened, is that Countess Sandy would constantly be pushing Streamer to be like, hey, why don't you play with, these
Oh,
people? Why don't you
totally.
bring in
Interesting.
these
Yeah.
people? Like, why don't you bring them
Yeah.
on? Like, not
Yeah.
that she's necessarily looking for people to entertain her, but I genuinely think that she was just looking for
She was
him to
pushing
have
him to
more
like be
friends.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also like,
Yeah.
so really it was like, why don't you invite Borley?
You're
What
right.
is Borley on? Oh, why don't you like, I would just type one thing. You're like, oh, I think Borley's here. Why don't we invite him or whatever? Because like, I'm actually entertaining and I'm fun, and it's like I choose to be those things. Like, if I'm not there, and if I'm choosing to not play, it's because I'm choosing to be boring. Whereas like he is there, but he's also choosing to be boring. Like if I show up, I'm fucking showing up, right?
Right.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be engaged. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna make funny commentary because I'm
So
not gonna show up halfway.
you don't think it was to take the heat off of her and like to have
No, I don't. I didn't get that vibe at
another
all.
outlet or
No.
whatever for his
I mean,
creepiness?
if anything, if I'm like reading, if I'm
So you
deep in, I'm
so you
reading into
think
the
she
tea
was
leaves. I mean,
yeah,
okay, I
yeah,
get where you're
yeah.
going at. Let me think about it. Okay, so I think like taking the heat off her, I think if there was anything like that, it was that she wanted me there to kind of check him,
Okay.
because like nobody else is kind of like, riling him up,
Yeah,
like
because he
no,
shuts everyone out. Like no one
yeah.
cares to show up.
Yeah, I know, or everyone's like has like the personality of like wallflowers or some
Like
shit,
a wet paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like, but I'm there and it's like I'm kind of like showing him up by just being more entertaining,
Right.
and that makes him kind of, I think, in like the streamer sense, like it's always good to have like the entertaining friend who shows up, but like
But it also kind of sucks because like it's your thing. He's
yeah,
like
like
upstate. To have someone upstaging you is probably
yeah,
not.
which is funny because we would try to get Countess Sandy to stream
Yeah, that
because
would have been
she
awesome.
would have been way more
That would have
entertaining.
been great. And I think that would have caused. I mean, maybe she even
He
like
would have
considered
been
it. He'd
pissed,
probably shut.
dude.
Yeah,
Because we
dude.
would have been in that chat every fucking night. Like, okay, I'm gonna be like this is a time where like I am willing to give a girl so much attention and I have genuine no interest, but
Right.
because it's such a funny scenario, Like I
Well, with
was ready
that,
to
I
be
would
in
just.
Countess Sandy's stream every night, fucking just type in insane shit, just because I know streamer's gonna go check and see then mauled.
Oh, totally, totally. It
Yeah.
would totally be just to be a thorn in his side, like. But see now I'm thinking like because she was toying around with it. Maybe he was like shutting it down every time because he
I
knew
think
that would be
so
the
too.
case.
He was
Like
controlling.
he was, yeah, yeah. We didn't even mention that part of it. Like he was very controlling with her. Like he pretty much just wanted her to be a puppet to do whatever he wanted. It
Yeah.
was. I really wish. Like you can't do it justice like the way that he treated this person. It was really um like an odd kind of abusive. He wasn't like outrightly verbally abusive to her
It
necessarily, but it was
was
just
it
like
was like he would create a situation out of nothing where the problem is that he is emotionally hurt by something that Countess Sandy had done, and
Mhm.
then he would kind of like hint towards it over and over again until she
Yeah,
addressed it.
yes.
And this would even
Yes.
happen. Sometimes it would be like she would be in chat, he would be on voice, streaming, obviously. And that
Uh,
times it was kind of like she would respond playfully, where she's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" or whatever, and then just like, "I didn't even
yeah.
know you were upset," or like this kind of this silly things. But then when they were in voice together, and he would be doing this, it was so funny because she, either because she was stoned or whatever, would
Uh-huh.
like be genuinely oblivious to his like
Yeah.
upsetness, like that.
Yeah.
Maybe he like did this thing in the game and he's expecting her to be like, "Oh, thank you for that." And he's like, "Oh,
Scolding or
well, I
something,
guess I
yeah.
won't do that nice thing for you again." Like he's taking
God.
every opportunity to hold
Yeah.
the relationship hostage as with emotional blackmail until she consoles him. And
Uh-huh.
and the reason he does this is to force this like kind of emotional intimacy where there really isn't any, because it's not like they're having an emotionally intimate connection in terms of like connecting about some thing. He's
Yeah.
fabricating situations where he's hurt so that she like basically consoles him over and over again. So it's like this, it's just very unhealthy and bizarre dynamic.
Bizarre is the key word there.
Yeah. I think one time I did try to, yeah, I tried to get him to watch like a cool video and he was like, "Oh no, I don't want to do that. You know, it's I don't want to." I think he was like afraid that it would be too like
Funny.
yeah, too sorry, too, honestly, that was his real worry, is it'd be funnier than him, and he's not funny at all. But also I think he was afraid of something like being, it would be too like raunchy or something, because like, do you remember he said, he's like, "Oh, if I wanted to sell out, I would go family friendly," as if his stream was like edgy at all.
Yeah,
like, dude, you have never even said a single interesting opinion once.
He's like, well, he is his whole aesthetic, I guess, is a way of putting it, is like thinking things like Fall Out Boy is like
his alternative
or something.
yeah I mean I think he had like,
you know,
I think he had like kind of like the, I mean I don't remember what his hair was like, but I imagine when he was younger he's like, you know, the short like kind of frosted tips, dark hair, and like wearing like the spiked braces, and like that's kind of his like aesthetic, and he hasn't really changed that in like 14 years or so or more.
Yeah.
And then also the Funko Pops.
Come on. Yeah, the funky props.
The funky props. That's what he got in the divorce, is he got the funky props, because he does. So this is my lore. So we're just gonna go and we'll finish the story, I guess, now. But so I get bored one day. He hasn't streamed in a while, and I look up on Facebook because I know his name and I know his wife's name, because I know him in real life, obviously.
Oh, actually, can I do one brief
aside? Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so well, I had two things before we get to that part.
Okay.
Because it actually, no, I think that part comes before one of them. But one is this whole, so during this whole fair, pun intended, I kept saying I cannot wait for the divorce arc. When is the divorce arc? And then the visual for the divorce arc is he's just gonna come on stream and he's just gonna be in like a white t-shirt with like a bean stain on it, like he was eating fucking Bush's baked beans out of a can, stain on it, and he's just like, it's just streaming like nothing happened, but it's just a blank wall. Maybe he's got his funky props like on the floor or something.
Yeah, his setup is on the floor. He lost the desk. He didn't get the desk.
Like a lawn,
he's in the lawn chair.
Or something.
Oh my god.
He's just streaming like normal, but to me, I don't know why, but like this must be like it's just in like the American zeitgeist or whatever, but like, you know, the sad divorced male trope of wearing like they have a white t-shirt with a stain on it. I don't know why. I picture that, but that's
I can finally break out my most favorite shirt.
I can finally bring out the coveted shirt.
I don't got my wife nagging me about it anymore.
Yeah, telling me I should throw it away or wash it. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah. And that's basically what happened too, because so yeah, I look up on Facebook, they're not together anymore. They don't have pictures. I think he had pictures with her, but she doesn't have pictures with him. And it's like, you know, they're done. And I'm like, holy shit, like damn. And then I think I go to Countess Sandy's one of her social media things, and I see pictures of her and Streamer together. They went to other country where Countess Sandy lives, and it wasn't just Streamer, but the person who initially outed me for watching Streamer, I'm trying to think of an alternative name for him. Dustin was also went along with his girlfriend.
Oh, no way.
You didn't, yeah. So I
didn't know that part.
So Dustin and Streamer went, and Dustin's girlfriend went to Canada to go visit Countess Sandy. So that makes me wonder, how much did they know?
You found out. Oh, how many other people knew?
Or like, what did like Dustin think? I don't know. I've never asked anyone. I never even asked Countess. I mean, Countess Sandy and I are still friends on Steam. Like, I've always been curious. I want to like.
You should.
I should bring her on the pod.
About that. Yeah, we should bring her on the pod, actually.
I should ask her if she's like got some time.
Guest.
She can be our first guest.
That would be that's awesome actually. That's a really good idea. Like unironically, I think that'll be really funny.
I need to message her. Yeah.
But it's funny because so how you experienced this was different from how I experienced the knowledge of it. I guess like we weren't really exchanging notes at this time.
No, not really, because it was the writers' strike era. There wasn't a lot going on.
Oh, totally. Yeah. But so like I would kind of pop into this stream like once honestly like every few months or something, like very very sporadically. Like it's like an afterthought of an afterthought. Like, oh, I wonder if this fucking idiot's still streaming, and then like, yep, sure as hell, there he is. But I watched one of his streams, and oh yeah, because I tuned in one day, and then he mentioned that he was gonna be playing D&D, and this was around the time.
This one. Oh, I missed this, but this was amazing. Yeah,
it's incredible. It's incredible. So the best part is before that D&D stream, and the reason why I watched like I didn't watch for like months on end, and then I kind of like had a little stint where I was like peeking in every once in a while, was because he had a background change, and I was like, oh, huh,
that's weird.
That's interesting. He must have changed rooms or something in the place that he's living in. And then there's like an open door in the background of his new stream setup, and then I saw
the open door is what kills me. The open door, because you just know it's like da-da, da-da, da-da.
Yeah, it's like, when is there going to be a silhouette,
Yeah.
So then like I'm just watching the stream, not like I'm not watching it like a hog or anything, but I'm just kind of like, it's just like, honestly, it's like out in the background. I'm playing some random bullshit or something, and then I just noticed out of the corner of my eye, like a little shadow goes by, like a little silhouette of a human goes by, and I'm like, oh, hold on. So I put on my little detective hat, and I took my magnifying glass out, and I rewound the stream to the time where the person walks by, and just like in the Bigfoot sighting type content, I deduced that like he was living with someone that we know.
He was living with somebody we knew from band class, who is named Jack Jefferson.
Jack Jefferson.
Jack Jefferson. And Jack Jefferson was famous in band class for asking one question every time we had a band field trip. And do you remember what that one question was?
Oh, dude, I remember it. I remember there was a meme now. I totally forgot.
The question that Jack Jefferson would always ask the band teacher anytime we were going anywhere was, is there Wi-Fi?
That's right.
Because he wanted to play Tibia on his laptop.
Tibia, yeah.
And I think he was playing botted Tibia.
That's incredible.
With Tibia, I think, is like worse RuneScape.
Yeah, it's bad RuneScape. Yes, 100% can attest. I mean, I was a RuneScape nerd, so obviously I have that bias. No, but okay, now this is sparking another brief aside. I don't know if did we talk about, I know we talked about the band trip on a different iteration of the podcast. I don't know if you want to get into that at all, but
there was some we should save the band trip hijinks for another one, because there's a lot of band trip stories that we can talk about.
Or just so
or just field trip stories in general.
That's what I was gonna say. The name of that stream is gonna be Field Trip Day.
Field Trip Day, yeah.
Write that down. Write that down.
I'll
write it down too.
Write his name down again.
Write the name down again. I'm getting chills.
I'm getting chills. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
That'll be good. That'll be a banger.
Yeah, like he's in a new location, right? And he has the funky props. He saved the funky props. He put them up on the wall.
He got the funky.
That was the only thing he got in the divorce.
He won the funky props in divorce court. I imagine it works very similar to the most illegal move in history, where he hypnotized the judge and they let them keep the funky props, and then she got everything else.
Yeah, he won on that one.
But dude, he hella won. They're an investment, right?
They
are
it's not just
not just a funky prop. It's an investment in failure.
Like Beanie Babies, investment in failure.
Okay, so then, like during the Sasquatch stream,
Sasquatch Street. Oh, because there was someone walking in the background. That's amazing. Oh my god. Okay, that's the title of the episode.
Get around like Sasquatch, because it's like a pixel, it's like a kind of pixelated, but I totally pegged who it was. And it
The
turned
fact
out to
that
be
he moved
true.
in with Jack Jefferson was the icing on the cake, because if there was anyone, I'm so sorry
Yeah.
if anyone is listening that knows the story, or if you are these people, Jack Jefferson is the only person on this planet I can think of who's a bigger loser than Streamer.
Oh God.
I'm so
Um.
sorry.
So. So. During Sasquatch stream, he
Sasquatch
mentioned
sighting.
Sasquatch sighting stream. He mentioned that he was gonna be playing D&D with he was cajoling Candy into doing it, and then who Mustin um and Jack we're all gonna play D&D together. And let me tell you that if you ever want inspiration to not play D&D, you should watch that stream.
Wait, because wow, so it was that bad. I guess okay, because I don't.
Well, no, because the guy it was bad because of the kind of person that he
Oh,
is.
because he
He
was
ruined
mean about
everything.
it. Oh,
Yeah,
because see, I'm
he was a sassy baby about it.
oh, because I'm thinking like, oh, they were so bad at it, that'll show you that like, oh, if you're not as bad as these people, of course you can do it. But what you're saying is, you can be bad, that's okay. But if there's someone who's gonna be a total shitlord to you and you're
Yeah,
bad, that's a nightmare scenario. So who was
yeah.
DMing then? It was
Jack.
Jack Jefferson was
Because Jack
DMing.
Jefferson was DMing, and
Did you think he was nervous?
bless his soul, he was really trying his best with what he had, but I mean when your DM's fumbling through the book to like find things and like
That's a little
kind of
awkward.
nervously reading things, it's kind of rough, but like I said, I mean he was at least like he was trying his best, and that's all you can ask for someone. Cause that's the DM's curse, right? Like nobody wants to DM. So
Yeah,
like if you're
DMing
even gonna
sucks.
if someone's even going to do it, like you have to like praise them. You have to like be kissing their feet and blessing their soul, because like
That's
at least they're doing they're stepping up to the plate and fucking doing it. They can even be
yeah.
dog shit. I mean, and they could even create wonderful stories that will live in someone's head for the rest of their life. Like roll for animal handling when someone
Yeah.
biting into
When we're
raw
trying to
meat.
eat food, eat cannibalism, and he's like, roll
Trying
for
to
animal handling. Like, what the fuck? Or the
God.
my favorite part was when we were in the library, and then the guy was like, you hear a voice that says, turn to page 5. Just straight up telling us what to do to solve his shitty puzzle that made no sense. Just go to a random library, pick up a random book, and hope it's right. That is the most insane fucking quest I've ever heard. Oh my
Stranger's
god.
voice says in the distance, and then you read page 5 for no reason.
No reason at all. You know what I was about to say is that that's the reason the only DMing I do is No Way Out. Because I'm both
Yeah,
the character and the DM, changing the rules and
yeah.
everything.
Well, I mean, I guess the DM plays like many characters, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you want to play, I guess kind of an interesting thing, right? Like if you want to play a character, I could see maybe constructing like a campaign where like you're on a quest with like this one person or something,
Yeah, a
then you can
solo
kind of.
one player, one DM is a real thing. That's
Well,
what
no, I'm saying you can have a group of people, but like they're being I don't know, almost led or whatever, or you just use insert your own character, you know.
wait, I know I don't understand. Who like are you saying everyone
Like
plays the
you're the
DM or
No, everyone is a character, and then you're DMing, but then you just have your character that you want to play, and then you just play
Oh.
as your character, and then you're
Oh
also
yeah.
DMing. You
Oh
know?
yeah. Yeah, I
I don't
don't see
know.
why that couldn't work. I mean, obviously there's a little
A
bit
little
of
conflict of
no, yeah, a
interest,
little
or
conflict of a little too much behind the scenes. I feel like you'd have to play like a like a small
some kind
character,
of.
like a like a fucking a squirrel on someone's shoulder or some kind of familiar or something,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Something
yeah. No,
something
I get
something where
that.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't. because like the DM has all the foreknowledge of things and the
Or
knowledge
an
of like,
omniscient
you
being. You could
know,
be an omniscient being. You
yeah.
could be just like a
You
almost a
could,
god
oh
or
yeah, it
something.
could be you could be playing a familiar who's actually
You
like
know.
that universe's like Gandalf or something, you know?
Right.
Yeah, some
Right.
powerful
That's what
wizard.
I was thinking. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that is cool.
Yes.
You know, we're cooking up some real cool
Dude,
D&D stuff, you know?
I'm telling you, I I'm on record. I would love to play D&D, and I would even consider DMing. It's just
I was about to say we should be
finding
co
regular people.
DMs.
We should be Alco DM
All co DM are
our
us,
mine are
except Dang
us.
and Cap.
But two, and they are Dang and Cap.
Okay, so we've gone so
Oh,
fucking far from the
we went
story.
off
Where
the
were
beaten
we?
path. Oh,
You were the Sasquatch. Oh, they were playing D&D.
they're playing D&D. So okay, from what I remember from it, it was and I came in like a little more than halfway, but it was like a nightmare seeing them try to solve a puzzle because it was like because Candy was I don't know, probably blitzed out of their mind or something.
Yeah,
And
I think she would like get home from work, get blazed as fuck, and like have no idea what's happening.
but I think it was legal in her country, so
Yeah.
it's
No, I'm not saying that she
it's
was
her
doing anything
heritage.
wrong. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I
But
hate stoners.
you know,
I
well,
mean, I
yeah, I
do
think
actually though,
you're on
so
record, yeah, yeah.
if you smoke
Um,
weed, I'm gonna bully it out of you or the friendship is over. I've done this to
yeah,
multiple people.
yeah, pretty much. So, um, and then Mustin was like seemed kind of dejected, and
He
I
always
think
seems like
they're
that.
yes,
I don't think
well,
I've ever seen him
yes.
do anything with enthusiasm other than one time where he was like kind of dancing along to a song in health class, and then the teacher was like, "Oh wow, Dustin, nice moves," and it got really awkward. And I'm just like,
Oh no.
I would rather almost hear the teacher compliment a girl than a guy. Now I feel like I'm gonna get raped, and it wasn't even me. I was just sitting next to him.
Well, I mean, well, and that was also that was the same health class that we had, or is
Yeah.
that a different
You might
one?
have, no, it was
Okay,
the same one. Well, no, I had him
okay,
for 2 classes actually. So I had him for I think another one that maybe you weren't in.
okay.
So maybe that was it.
Advanced sex ed. Yeah, I
Yeah,
only
I had to
went
take
to
the
basic
advanced
sex ed.
courses because I wanted to get really good. Oh, that reminds me of something.
Really
Okay, keep
good
going
at
with
it.
the D&D
Yeah.
story. I gotta find a video actually.
Okay, sounds good. So what I'm seeing is that what the people are seeing, or
No, oh
what's
no,
the
not at all. You're just they
okay?
don't see
Sounds good.
anything right now. They just
Cool.
see the friend simulator
Got it.
little
Got it.
thing.
Stuff. Okay. So Mustin was like dejected and just kind of was I don't know, not really totally part of it, I guess. And Screamer was just also kind of I don't know. I don't know if something must have happened that just killed the vibe or something. God, I cannot wait
I'm really
to see what we're gonna be seeing later. Uh,
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be good.
then the DM was just kind of like I said, fumbling through the book and didn't really. That they were like arguing about rules, which
They
is I mean
were.
that's classic
Oh,
D&D. I mean that happens,
okay. Well, I
but he was just
mean,
in the wrong. Like
yeah. I mean, I know I get that because I've had that come up. I played D&D. I had like 12 sessions with a friend group, and like the DM definitely knew the resurrection rules wrong. It didn't really end up mattering though. But like, yeah, there are the times when people just like fucking remember things
they
wrong.
just
It's worse is when
wanted to
somebody
make
thinks that they know right when it is wrong
r-
though.
right. Well,
That
I mean that's the case in like everything, right? I
yeah,
mean that's just a
true. That's
universal.
just a unit. That's just a horrible personality trait to have.
Yeah.
So let's kind of like visualize the players here, right? So we have Jack Jefferson. He's
Mhm.
awkwardly DMing, fumbling through the book. Is he kind of
Yeah.
stammering? Does he see? He seems nervous, right? Too.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
so he's like that, and then we have
Like he was
Sandy.
like forced to do it kind of thing, but it seemed like he wanted to
Like
do it at the same
he's kind of
time.
like
Like
under
that was
duress.
the
Like he's like,
weird.
yes, master, I'll read the book now, master, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh God,
he's a night slave for streamer.
for Jack Jefferson. And then you
Yeah.
have Dustin, who's like, is he just like making crass comments here and there, or is he just like waiting for someone to call on him to say to do anything?
I think he's just waiting for he's waiting for the rapture to come take him
Oh
away, I
my
think.
God. Okay, and then you have Sandy. Is she making random comments, or she just blazed out of her mind?
I think Sandy was actually trying to engage, but she
She was
just
just too blazed to
didn't
understand the puzzle.
didn't get how to do it, or yeah. Again, it was a while ago, and
Yeah.
it was just I was just kind of taking in all
I
the
mean, that sounds
unadulterated
like there's a lot
cringe.
of novel information in this. And then Streamer
There's a
was
lot.
who was Streamer being a dick to everyone? Like who was? Because I
Well, yeah, I
imagine
think
he is.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's that. He just is a
I mean,
dick to
that's yeah.
everyone. I think that was the reason why Mustin was not having a good time. I think they had some kind of spat or something. God knows what. And oh no. And the weird thing was, now I'm trying to think if I inserted this in my head, if it's like a false memory or if it's real. But I feel like the streamer was trying to like just force his like ERP fantasies onto Candy.
I could see that because Streamer was always orchestrating situations to create more intimacy with Sandy.
Like
Like they had the
sexual.
date nights with the we're gonna watch a movie on Amazon or whatever, watch along or whatever. It really was just him and Sandy, and then
Or having a little movie date, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So wait, was he using his character like, I go up behind Sandy and I caress her ass cheeks and I slip my finger down her butthole?
Something like that. I think
Wow.
it was I don't obviously it wasn't so crass, but it was
If it was me,
he well if it was you, you'd god RP them
I would
to
God
just
RP
be
them to just
sucking your dick.
sucking my dick. Yeah, so then you get on your knees and you start
And then you get
sucking.
on your knees, yeah.
Yeah, that's just what happens. I'm sorry. That's just
Yeah.
what happens.
That's what you carry. That's what
I'm
you
that
and your
powerful.
character did.
Yeah, that's what your character did. Hey, I don't. I'm just telling you, okay?
Yeah, I'm telling you what happened.
Yeah,
That's just it.
so it's right here in the book.
Yeah, it's right here in the DM guide to ERP. And it's just like a picture of like a drawn picture of a dick on a little canvas book.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing
On a
else.
personal planner, and then it's just like your
My
the
plan
mad
for today: get
scribblings
dick
inside of
sucked.
it. Yeah.
I'm drawing the mouth as I'm
In a
DMing.
in a fantasy world.
Yeah, fantasy mouth.
But I think I mean, that was like the long and short that I can regale. I wish I did like a little more research into it to like really
I'm sure his
get
VODs
you
are all
guys
fucking nuked or some shit.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he
But
hasn't streamed forever. I think the last. I mean, I guess we could just kind of close up the story of his streaming career. Is
yeah.
he eventually broke up with Countess Sandy, or she broke up with him. I'm not sure who ended the relationship.
He'll tell us
Um,
next stream.
yeah, he'll tell us next stream.
No, she will.
She will. Oh, because she'll be,
She's
yeah.
coming on.
Countess Sandy will be returning in the Friend Simulator podcast, episode 16, 17. I don't know what episode this is. I think this is
Next
episode.
on
Yeah.
Friend Simulator podcast.
Countess Sandy shows up to tell her side of the story. God, if she actually, I see her playing Dead by Daylight sometimes. I'll have to message her because I asked her. I was like, "When are you gonna stream?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna start a stream like 2 nights from now, whatever." She did not stream.
And that never happened.
That never happens. I think she just gets high instead and forgets.
Probably.
But I'll reach out to her. But yeah, so he got divorced from his wife, went to go be with Countess Sandy. That relationship ended because obviously Streamer is possessive, he's controlling, he's emotionally abusive, he's a cry bully loser who has no actual charisma, personality, or anything worthwhile, and he works from home all day, just kind of like just being a slug,
He's a low value male.
Yes, he's a low value male, and obviously low value males in the presence of high value males such as ourselves, they get insecure and scared.
Absolutely, and that insecure, and it's okay to be insecure sometimes, but it's what you do with it, right? And the way that he handles insecurity was not healthy.
Yeah. So
at all. I thought of a random thing.
Yeah.
And it's just a question for like the world. How
Okay,
many
world, listen up.
relationships? Yeah, world, listen up. Answer me in the most mysterious way possible if you can. How many relationships out of infidelity do you think like end up lasting?
I don't know.
This is what I thought of like from that, because it's like you get what you get kind of thing.
You get, yeah, you kind of like,
like
you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
right?
It's like built on sand, kinda. It's built on treachery, I guess. It's like
Yeah,
a really dramatic way of putting it.
I talked with a coworker who did not explicitly say that is what happened, but the obvious conclusion to the story that she told me is that is definitely what she did.
Got it.
And it seems like they're in a good relationship, but like,
I think it can
yeah,
happen.
you definitely
Yeah.
just like, I mean, it depends on how it happens. I think the
Right.
thing is that a lot of people view infidelity or affairs in like the very kind of dramatic sense
Yeah.
that like this other person is just fucking a horny cheater, that they're
Right.
cheating out of like lust.
Right.
And I think and those I mean that's like level
That can
one of
happen.
like
Yeah.
affairs, right? Or cheating at all. But then like the deeper ones are like there is something wrong in the relationship that just is like a need that's not getting met,
Oh,
and
totally.
then that person finds that somewhere else, and whether how much consciousness is there to like kind of, sometimes you can
Actively
kind of
do it.
fall into it,
Mm,
sometimes you choose
yeah.
to fall into it,
That's probably
so
most affairs I would think
yeah, I mean that's
is
kind of like what
more
like
into that.
the situation you were talking about, like you're kind of balancing two plates, even though like you put
Yeah.
so much in for one, you've been balancing that one for
Yeah.
longer, you want to see that one through, but then you had this other one, the other girl that's like, oh, we can go on this like little
More to
date or
kind of
whatever, but then
flame. Yeah.
yeah, but then it's like, okay, this is obviously getting to the point where it would be wrong
Uh-huh.
and not going through with it, right? And it's you were in a different, it's the context, right? Like it's before, it's kind of like dating, right? Like dating is not having a boyfriend or girlfriend. If you're dating, it's like, oh yeah, I'm dating this guy, I'm seeing that guy, like I'm feeling out people before I'm committing to a person to be like in a relationship with.
Oh, that's an interesting concept because I feel like people just don't date anymore. I feel like
Yeah,
that idea of, well, I don't know. I guess it's like the nomenclature changed, right? Because it's not that you're going on a dinner date with a person, then it's like, oh, let's see if we continue this. It's like I guess that's kind of what talking phase is now,
yeah, no, the reason
almost,
I say that is
right?
because like I am not like a person like that, like I don't envision, I've never like, oh, I in high school, obviously this happened, but like one time.
Mhm.
But otherwise, like I'm not like, oh, I'm talking to this girl and I'm talking to this girl, and like I'm never like having like a backup. Like if I'm talking to a person who I'm interested in, I'm talking to them
Yeah.
because I'm interested in them. Like,
It's
like
yeah.
I'm not gonna develop multiple interests at once.
Yeah.
Because like I just don't want to be making this kind of like choice in that manner. Like I'm pretty self-assured when it comes to like how I feel about somebody. So like I don't need to like waver between two kind of people like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, but the reason I bring that up in that manner of like kind of dating is because like there was another coworker who, she's kind of struggling to like, I guess, finding a relationship, and she's like, oh, like this one guy, stopped talking to me because like I was still like kind of going on dates with other guys or whatever, even though like she only went on like 2 dates with him or whatever through like some dating app or
Uh-huh.
something. And I was like, oh, like I haven't thought about dating. Like I've only been on one date in my life.
Okay.
Like actually, like I've only ever been
Like a date, like a
like an
dinner date or
actual like
whatever,
I want like
like, hey,
yeah,
I'm interested in you as a person, but we're not
yeah,
like in a
yeah,
relationship
yeah,
kind of
like
thing.
the first like sort of long relationship I had in high school, like we were talking on MySpace for a bit, and then she was like, oh, like would you like to go get coffee sometime, like on like a formal kind
Mhm.
of date request basically.
Mhm.
And that's really the only actual date I've ever been on. Otherwise, it's like we're talking and we're hanging out and we're talking and we're doing stuff. Or maybe we're like going for a
Right.
walk. I don't know. Like maybe I guess what counts as a date. I don't know. But like we're just like
I think
hanging
that's kind of
out and
dating.
talking and stuff.
I think it's kind of semantics at that point. Like whether you
Yeah.
want to call it a date or you're just hanging out, like it doesn't matter at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, yeah, I'm more of like a kind of hanging out kind of dude because like I mean, I,
Yeah,
I
same.
I live next to nature reserve, so it's like, oh hey, like we could go walk in the
Yeah,
woods. Like there's like a cool ice age
yeah.
trail back there. Or, like I got there's a railroad tracks. Like
And a hospital if you fall
in a
down
hospital,
and
if you like
get
accidentally get
hurt.
pregnant in the woods, like if I
Yeah,
impregnate you
we can go
somehow, we
get you
can
an
go get that abortion
abortion.
taken care of right
Yeah,
away. Now
yeah.
this is like
And
obviously
it's a
this,
pre-choice world.
yeah,
It's a
this
pre-choice world.
pre-choice world, before, this is like before 2016, okay? So like I'm like, hello fellow, females of the my age at the time, right? I was about to say hello female high schoolers, but like I was a high
Yeah,
schooler at
I
the time,
got
so it's
it. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I do what you.
I'm not gonna say hello high school
Yeah.
girls, come hang out with me.
Hello,
Now I'm
hello,
a,
fellow high school girls.
yeah, right. Fellow, yeah, me too. Yeah, right. Oh my god. Yeah. So fuck, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know. Yeah, it's an interesting kind of idea of like with dating stuff. I never really thought about the options thing. Like, oh, I'm seeing this person, I'm seeing that person, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
I feel like people do that a lot, and I'm just not that kind of person.
Yeah,
Or
me either.
I try not to put myself in that situation at least.
Yeah, like
And I try to be more straightforward in my life.
yeah, I have a funny segue story of a random thought. I get a lot of ridiculous thoughts, and I usually tell them to my friends. And I'm gonna tell one on the
Oh,
podcast right now. Okay, I
yeah,
usually haven't told these kind of thoughts before.
yeah.
So I was this is work related. So
Usually kind of ride
I
the
had a
line
work
or
meeting.
whatever.
I had a work meeting, and the work meeting involves people outside of my agency. And um one of the people in the meeting is like another service provider for the mutual client.
Mhm,
And everyone there is either everyone there is a person of color, but like me, because I have white skin.
mhm.
um
You're too passing.
yeah, I'm too white passing. But everyone there is either black or Hispanic. The client is Hispanic, the mom is Hispanic, and they mom generally speaks Spanish, but she talks in English with me just fine. But during the meeting, she usually speaks in Spanish. Anyway, there is a new like person there who is like the most beautiful Hispanic girl I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
I am just like, wow, holy shit. So, and then during the meeting, she's kind of like impishly asking me basically like, oh, like what are you working on, and like what can we look at to kind of monitor progress for the client. And later on in the meeting, I'm like, oh, like, I can send you an email, whatever.
Uh-huh.
She was pretty like kind of meek, because like in the meeting, like I'm unmuted the whole time in the meeting. If I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna talk. Like I'm not gonna like mute my mic and unmute my mic. I'm not doing this shit.
Oh,
Um,
got it. You're
yeah,
it's like
it's like a
it's on
Zoom meeting.
Discord.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Discord. It's a
Yep.
Discord work meeting.
Discord work
Yeah,
meeting. Yep.
yeah, yeah. And these are my
Yeah.
Discord kittens. And new
Yep.
one showed up, new kitten showed up. Meow meow. And then eventually I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll send you an email, kind of what we're working on or whatever. Like, is that what you're looking for? And she's like, oh, very like excited, like, okay, yes, like that's what she was asking for, but she just didn't
Oh
directly
boy.
ask for it. I'm just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
whatever. And then so like I write this email today, like, okay, yeah, I'm working on this. Here's his treatment plan goals, blah 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 blah. I'm checking in with like, kind of how frequently he gets in trouble at school. That's kind of how we're monitoring things. When he's doing better, he's not getting in trouble, blah 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 blah. And then in my head, the response that I'm getting is that she's immediately going to respond back saying that she needs white cock now.
Yeah, right.
you
Right.
know?
I knew it was going somewhere to that effect. Like I'm dripping. I need it right
Please
now.
impregnate, please colonize my vagina now.
I will be your reparations.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause
Please, I am a white man's whore.
I'm sure the native people in the Mexicanos had
Yeah, they
some
love
kind
that.
of
Yeah,
problems. So
yeah, they
so
need.
you're really healing
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
healing.
old wounds.
Exactly. Yeah. Today, sex is gonna save lives.
Just like the Marvin Gaye song Sexual Healing.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what he was talking about.
Yeah. So I'll follow up on the next pod to see what her response is.
Please.
What
And
if she wrote back? I'd be like, wow, that's a very unprofessional email, but I'll take it.
it's
From her work email.
it's that was very unprofessional, wink.
Wink. That's what I respond back, and then I say wink. If I receive that on my work email, holy god. I would walk over to the fucking the IT guy and be like, look, dude, look what
Let
I
me just
wrote.
scrub
I don't know
this
how I
real
got
quick.
this. I put my hands up. I need to protect myself. I'm like, I am not, I didn't look what I wrote. Look, here's the sent file right there. Look.
Yeah, look
I'm
at check the
innocent.
daemon. Check the daemon.
Yeah. Like, look, I did not write anything about to encourage whatever the fuck she wrote back. Okay? I'm
I
innocent.
didn't manifest this with my own thoughts or
Yeah,
anything.
I
It's just
wasn't.
totally
She
out of
didn't
the
listen. She
blue.
didn't stalk me, find the podcast, hear exactly what I wanted her to say, and then write it back in the email.
Say it. Yeah.
Okay?
This is unprecedented. I don't know what's happening
Yeah.
here. And I'm scared.
And I'm honestly, I'm pretty spooked out right now, guys.
Pretty scare.
God.
So, yeah, did you want to go into
Oh,
anything
there's one
else
other part
then?
about Streamer that I wanted to say is that I wanted to go over the sad state that he's in right now.
Oh,
which
good.
is that he has a streaming server, Discord server. I'm
Yeah.
in it, and all that was in there when I last checked, I haven't checked today, I haven't checked in months, but the last thing I saw was our lone chatter, CKB, is like, hey man, you okay? Haven't heard about you in a while. And then streamer responds back like a week later, oh yeah, it's been kind of rough. Oh, hey, how are you? And it's so fucking funny watching streamer now who has probably like less friends than he had before. He has less
Mhm.
social interactions. He has no girl, no bitches at all. He
No
gave up
bitches.
everything and got nothing in
Yeah.
the end. And what I find funny is that there was this French novel that I had to read in French lit called School for Wives. And in the novel, there is two competing male interests. And one of them is just a genuine cool guy, and he's a bit younger. And one of them is this older man. And this older man he's kind of a fucking weirdo. His biggest fear is being cuckolded. So I have no idea how, I forget how this happens, but somehow he's like the guardian to this young girl, and he sends her off to this like nunnery or some school for wives, so that the only things that she are taught are like how to be like a wife, and then he will be her husband and she will be his wife or whatever, so that she won't know anything about the world to kind of be like led astray
Mm.
by any other males or anything.
Mhm.
And so obviously she meets this other cool guy, and
Right.
and she begins exploring things, and like, oh, like when I talk with him, like I feel so good and everything's so
Yeah.
nice. And also he's kind of like her dad. So like it's it's a little different. And near the end of the story, like she kind of like tells him like, well, you never tried to actually like kind of romance me or be with me or treat
Right.
me
It
like
was
a
just it was a
person.
given or
Yeah,
whatever.
there was an
Yeah, the whole time.
expectation that she would just be his and that
Yeah.
he would be safe, and he didn't
Never
want to
courted
risk
her.
anything.
Yeah.
And then so at the end, he tries to like, be romantic and be earnest and emotional with her, and
Mhm.
it just is so pathetic.
Right.
And that's how streamer is that now he has nothing, and now
Yeah.
the only
Oh,
person he has
yeah.
is
Yeah.
CKB, who hated him. And
Yeah.
watching him talk with CKB and like
Almost
actually try to
genuinely.
set up, yeah, trying to set up a
Yeah.
like a play date with CKB, and it's
That's
like, damn dude,
crazy.
like you really fucking actually just genuinely suck at this.
That's like a move. That's like a long series ending moment,
Yeah,
like a sad, like a downer ending to
it
a long
is.
series. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
it's
soprano, kind of a Sopranos moment,
yeah,
really.
like what a, I don't know. I mean, I don't feel bad for streamer. He's a bad person. Fuck him.
I'm trying to think. No, no, my pause was I'm trying to think like, is he a bad person or not? I mean,
I mean, he
I'm going
engaged
to
in
go
an
to
like
yes,
for
because the way that
multiple
he was.
months an obvious affair with like presumably, like, I mean, I don't know what was going on in his relationship. Like, but
You never know.
it is weird. There wasn't a whole lot.
Maybe she was hitting him. Maybe his wife was
Mate,
abusing
I
him,
mean,
physically,
that
and
is
that's why
po-
he was such a broken man.
yeah. I mean, that's possible. I'm curious,
I'm
like,
kidding. I mean,
I don't
who the hell
know.
knows? But
Yeah, I know that's the problem, is that we don't know. I do know, um, like his wife was a social worker, so like I
so he
imagine,
learned that from her clients.
yeah, she learned how to like do
He
good
learned how to
abuse
be
from her
abusive,
clients.
and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it seemed like he was just a very passive person, and then he's spending all this time online with this other girl while his like wife is like not at home, or like, oh, because he worked at home, so
Hmm.
he had all day to harass Countess Sandy online. Whereas like
Uh-huh.
his wife isn't there to like respond, because she's all
Hmm.
like, doing the Lord's work, being a social worker.
Yep.
I'm not just saying that because
Because
that's
you
what
are
that's
one.
my degree
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
There's no bias there.
No, no, they're just the best people
They're just,
in the
yeah. If
world.
you're trying to be a therapist,
They're just
and you
better than
and
you.
and you're thinking, oh man, but should I go the LPC route? Should I go the LMFT route, or should I go the LCSW route? LCSW route every time, because you can do all sorts of things with that. If you're an LMFT or LPC, licensed marriage and family therapist, licensed professional counselor, you're only doing therapy until you die. If you're an
So what
LC,
are what variability does the what's the one you recommend?
The LCSW, the licensed clinical social
LCSW.
worker.
Yeah.
Well, because that
Oh, I
one you can
guess
do
that's
therapy,
a
but you can
lot
also do other
more.
things. You can do other
Got
things
it.
under the social work
Got
umbrella
it.
of,
Got it.
work. But if you're an LMFT or LPC, you're stuck
Got
doing
it.
that. Like
Okay, I
you,
see.
yeah. So
That's fun.
that's just kind of the other licenses just suck.
Mm-hmm.
So
They do the big suck.
yeah.
But
I did
I think
find this video.
he was abusive. He was,
He
well,
probably
just to
was.
put a bow for my take. Like I think I do sign off on he's a bad person and fuck him because he was very mean to everyone around him, and
Yeah, I mean, like
that's
he
just
just was
not a
not
good
friendly to
quality
anyone
in
really.
person.
Like
Yeah.
he was friendly and very like, it was like he was a dark cave.
Advantageously friendly to
Yeah,
people.
true. If it was advantageous for him, or if like one time like maybe a rock moves and like a tiny little bit of light shines in and he's like
Uh-huh.
maybe nice one time, but
Right.
otherwise generally an asshole. And
Yeah.
like not even like an interesting one, just like very dry.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
Okay.
should we watch should we well so we're at like 55 minutes.
All right. Little
Should we
palate cleanser,
get a little
little
palate cleanser
finisher.
going? Let me move this up
Yeah.
here. So
Oh, so actually, just before we
yeah.
start this, I want to note that this is a visual portion now. So if you're
Oh
listening,
fuck, you're
you are
right.
if you are a disabled enjoyer
If
of
you're
the
a
stream.
disabled viewer, if you're a disabled gamer like
Well,
myself,
viewing implies they can see, so a disabled friend of the stream.
yeah.
We're
Turn
gonna
your
be very
eyes now. Also,
inclusive.
um since we're here, we should also make a disclaimer. At the beginning of the podcast, um it was a visual thing going on. So you might want to rewind now and go back and watch it
Yeah, and go
if you
actually
didn't
see it.
watch it.
Maybe park right now and
Yeah, drive
go.
over.
Yeah, pull over to the side of the
If
road,
you're on a bridge,
or
drive
just
off the bridge. And
or,
as
or
you're
just
falling forward, pull your phone up to your face and start watching at the beginning of the episode.
or as you're driving 70 miles an hour, immediately grab your parking brake and just slam it.
Well, because
Yeah, you're
if they
stuck.
watch it while they're falling off the bridge into the river, they're going to be hypnotized into a snake.
Ooh, and then they might
So they'll
be able to
slither out. They'll
swim
slither out
slither
onto
on out.
the
Yeah,
shore.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. I
yeah.
think that's the move.
Okay.
But okay, so yeah,
So
this is all a visual
we got a little
media
palate cleanser here. This is an ancient video that
that we
Fontleroy and I
reference all the
we
time.
would meme on all the time. It's just we'll just show it to you and just
It
laugh
speaks
at
for
it. It speaks
itself.
for
This is
itself.
old.
You get the clip.
It's old.
Yeah, it's old.
It's lore. This is lore
Okay,
building. It's
this
old
sounds
internet.
pretty wasted, and this is for Larry because he's this little kid, and yeah,
So
This is for
this is some
Larry.
like
Hell yeah.
it's just some wasted girl who Larry's
This might
got
not
it going on because he's getting
Oh.
girls to upload insane videos on
Oh
YouTube.
my god. Okay. I think this goes without saying, but like, did Larry get it?
Did Larry get? I don't know if Larry was in within 10 miles of where she lives, Larry got it.
I think.
Because she does not have transportation. She's taking the bus everywhere.
Oh, come on.
This girl is taking the bus everywhere.
She's taking something.
She's taking
Everywhere.
she's taking some, all right.
Oh my god.
This
And
is
then,
the funniest fucking shit
this
ever.
this begs another question, like, oh, Jesus Christ, it keeps going. How old do you think she was?
That's the other thing
i.e.,
too. I don't know. I put it
legal.
I put it
not.
between
I don't think she
14
was.
and like 19.
I think she was like 17, 16. I don't know.
I like how
Oh
the
my
camera is so
God.
high. She's like can't get her ass into the screen.
But she said she was wasted, so
Yeah.
like, but I don't know. People lack discretion and all this. Oh, dude, that was the ending shot is terrifying.
That was
just
like
go back
it was.
to that. Just
It's wow. It's like she
That
turns
was
into
bad.
like a human, like a different human for a second.
God, that's horrifying.
God, she has other videos too.
Oh, nice. That's
yeah.
that's the only one. None of your business.
None your business.
Dude, she rules.
This is 17 years old. That's probably how she was when she uploaded this. Yeah, she's got videos of her singing like sad Flyleaf songs and shit. This is the quintessential alternative girl. So she has "Show Me Your Booty Hole" where she's just twerking her ass online, but then she also has the sad song video.
constantly fighting to
So like,
Damn, this is like a time capsule,
this
man.
is
That's
something else.
crazy.
Look
That's
at
like
the picture. It's like the
YouTube.
back, the thumbnail.
She knows. She
Yeah.
only has 331
Dude, I'm gonna beat her
subscribers.
someday, okay? It's hard to compete
You-
against Show Me Your Booty Hole Girl, you know?
No, you really can't beat it.
I
I do
can't.
love that it's that's her thing.
The thumbnails.
Her
I'm gonna
thumbnail.
subscribe
Yeah.
right now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ring the bell
Turn on all
too.
notifications. All
notifications.
notifications.
Yeah, I
There
need
you
them on
go,
my
perfect.
phone. Yeah, maybe let's see if she
Yeah.
has an email. We can collab. Okay, no.
Report user for not messaging
For
me.
not
Yeah.
messaging me. Oh yeah, YouTube
let's-
used to have that a messaging system.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's like lament and also just fucking lambaste the fact that this stupid fucking platform doesn't have like for a platform that's like ostensibly kind of about like it's like a type of social media ish. Like there's really no way to engage with other people outside.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Hey, shut up. It's not on. They don't see that. They don't see me doing that. All they know is I subscribed.
Got it. Well, you didn't have to give it away then. I just say what the heck.
Yeah,
Okay,
I put up
what's
the
next?
friend simulator thing. They can't see it. So yeah, the other one. I don't even know if I have enough time to introduce this guy. I don't even know if I want to.
Well, what didn't we
just-
have other videos or was that?
There are other videos, but this is just the guy that I. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh my God! Does he have like these are like proven methods to not?
I don't even know. I've
or
only
what
saw a
is
portion of it.
happening?
Okay, let's just get to it. Okay, so here's this guy. So this guy, I only know about him because of he debated Destiny like
Oh,
4
okay.
years ago.
Got it.
And during the debate, he like basically just tries to like you know that question where it's like, have you stopped beating your wife?
Yeah.
Where if you answer yes, it's like, oh, so you were beating your wife. You answer no,
Right.
that means you're still beating your
Right.
wife. So like it's one of those
Right.
like logic trap
Entrapment,
questions.
literally.
Yeah. So like this guy, when he's debating Destiny, the whole time he's only asking these like logic trap questions, and then he's like, okay,
Yeah.
moving on. And then he like asks his next logic trap question, and he keeps
Mhm.
trying to like rephrase it to trap Destiny in this like questions, and it's like really weird. He's overly like aggressive and trying to present himself as calm, cool,
Oh,
and like
yeah.
Destiny
Yeah.
isn't even like getting upset. He's just kind of confused. And then he's like
Right.
saying like every like thing is like, oh, you're getting upset now. That means you have no emotional control. And he's like, he's one of these like loser, like, I don't know if he's like a men's rights activist, but right now he has a video. He is called The Saint and the Sinner.
That is
And
such
he has a video from
awesome
5 years
name.
ago where he shows you how to have safe sex. I mean, this guy has never had sex with a woman. I can tell you right now. Like, what in the actual fuck? But here he is. He's just showing us how to have safe sex. So,
You have it muted, by the way.
yeah, I don't know if I
can't
want to
see.
hear him.
I need to know.
You damn near pissed
Okay, what is he telling us?
But
The
you know,
Vegas
you
in a
kissing
bed
her,
is so
you know,
fucking.
feeling her up, you dig.
You're
Me,
feeling her
I
up,
like
you
to
dig?
undress them before I get undressed. That's just me though, because you know if something pop off, I like to be fully dressed so I could go gadget. You know, and grab the
What?
strap.
Wait, so he
I like to
undresses
get
He
them.
likes to be fully
undressed.
dressed.
Well,
And
he's saying he
He undresses
undresses
them, and he
them.
stays fully dressed.
Oh,
Like,
I
what
think.
is
Oh,
happening?
I know what he's saying. He
Is he
undresses
saying he's like
them.
having sex with someone's wife or something? And
No,
the
I think
husband
he's
comes
saying is
in?
that he's afraid they have a penis.
Oh my god.
He's so dumb. He thinks women will
Something
randomly have
pops
penises.
off.
So he's like, if something
Jeez.
pops off, then he can go gadget, get out of there.
What a fucking loser.
He's actually concerned that he's gonna accidentally fall for like a trans woman.
How many times? Maybe that happened before, where you just
I mean, he does seem kind of
brought
stupid.
a legit gay
then
man
I
home
get
and then
undressed.
realized like yes, he's
I mean, he
having
probably
sex
brought a
with
gay
someone.
man
Oh
home
my
because
God.
he is gay.
Oh, what the heck? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I
Oh, holy
prefer G-string.
moly!
That's just me,
I can't believe
Um,
it.
I like to get her down
Why
to
does
that
this keep happening to
G-string,
me?
and
Why does
then
this keep
I start getting
happening?
Undressed, you dig?
Okay, you
and
dig.
then I'll get down, butt ass.
What?
Once
Oh,
I
dude!
get
Oh,
butt
these
ass-
are cut off. Look at he cut off the pants to make shorts. This dude is gay as
Wow.
fuck. This dude is
What a
gay as shit.
loser. What a
ass, and I'm
loser.
in there, you know.
Oh my
getting that
god, what is
grind
that?
What is?
and that
What the fuck
grind
is
on,
happening?
You know, just getting her warmed up.
That's
Then,
getting
you
her
know, when
warmed
you're
up.
kissing her, you real low key.
You
go
have
ahead
never
and reach
put
for the
your
strap.
penis in a
You pull
vagina
the
if you
strap
think
out,
that is
you
warming it
kissing her.
up.
You can't
God,
slow the flow. Don't slow the flow. Keep going.
What?
Throw it on. As soon as you throw it on, Then you get in there,
Yeah, it's just
and
that
you start
easy.
getting in that thing. You're
What?
But you know, side note,
Okay, side note.
important thing.
Oh, it's an important thing. PSA.
A lot of cats like to do a good
Oh my god, he's fucking
job.
cats now. What a,
I like
what
to
a
be
creep.
just
First he
about
was fucking
average
dogs.
when I'm hitting it, because
First he was fucking dogs and gay
truthfully,
men, now
when I do a
cats.
good job, then
This
they
guy
want a
gets it.
round 2. 9 out of 10, I'm not really trying to do a round 2.
If you do a good job, they want a round 2? What?
You do a good job.
What? No, dude.
Man, this guy's just talking to his ass.
This guy's
hella
never had sex
thick
before.
or hella skinny. I like them on the extremes.
I think most people
You feel
that
me? I don't like
give
nothing in the
that
middle. You
like
give it
talk
to me
about sex
hella
in this
thick
way,
or hella
like
slim.
they're just
If you
overcompensating
really
for the fact that they never
support
did, right?
what I do,
Yeah.
You know, because
and
it's
you
like
believe in
because
Marquettism, and you want to
if
stay
you did,
connected.
you know it's the most sacred thing a person can do, and it's the most beautiful moment of every human's life. And I don't know. I'm trying to think of other like platitudes, but it's like it's such a personal thing.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
here
like
he's
to
like,
try to
oh yeah,
create
like
this advice for it is
it's just like
insane behavior.
what is like that wasn't even like throw the condom on after you've already inserted it? Like what? Like
That's the thing.
Like, if
Like,
you-
yeah,
okay,
and
first
he's like
off-
slipping it out from the pillow and just
yeah,
like
like
slipping
why
it
is
out,
it a
like, what the
secret? Like usually the
fuck?
secret is like you take the condom off. He's secretly putting the condom on?
Or they poked a hole in it usually.
Like what the fuck? Like
Just
what
getting her
is
warmed up.
like and then like
you
the
know, when you're
warm I like
kissing
the
her,
warm
you
up
real low
process
key.
is like
You go
just
ahead, reach for the strap. You pull the strap out,
that
and you kissing her. You can't slow the flow. Don't slow the flow. Keep going.
how are you gonna
Throw it
one
on.
hand
As soon
open
as you
and
throw
put
it on,
that shit
then
on?
you get in there, and you start getting in that thing. You hear me?
Like
you know-
condoms are so fucking like cumbersome. How are you doing that while you're having sex and like being
You're
what? I don't understand why he discreetly has to put the
slipping it
condom
in
on.
with one hand.
Like what the fuck? I don't know.
Like maybe he knows something I don't, right? Like maybe he
yeah.
knows some kind of tech that
I mean, I guess
I'm
right how to have
unaware
safe sex.
of.
Like that was the safe sex.
I prefer it dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm-
me
I
too.
live- I live
I like
pretty
this one where he's
dangerously.
screaming. Where was that? Where did it go? We try to get
It's
back
like-
to it.
Fucking like he's
So when she
churning
lay down,
butter.
I don't know. He
you
was
know,
making
you-
like a shock
you
face
kissing
for a
her,
moment.
you open them legs up, you dig. You
You
go ahead and
dig.
get your grind on, you know. Make sure you
Oh
got a
my
little rhythm
God.
with it. You know,
This is just
get,
what
get you a
the
little
fuck?
rhythm with it.
Oh my god.
Now get
Loser.
y'all weight room together, because you're gonna be in this position
Weight room?
for a cool little minute. It's damn near
Oh my
like a
god.
plank.
Oh, like
You
Oh, he's
damn
like
near
doing the
push-up
planks.
position, but you know you kissing her, you know, filling her up, you dig.
Where? How is he? What is
I
that
like
feeling?
it.
That is like the most awkward. He's never touched a woman before.
Because you know,
Because if like okay, if you're showing
he's, like,
this,
caressing all
that-
around.
yeah, it's just like you're just moving your hand from the top of her head to like the bottom of her thigh and then back up again. Like what was that?
He's like, well, yeah, because he's having sex with cats. He's like petting a cat.
Oh, you're right. This just hand goes down the cat's back. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay, I've had enough of this fucking weirdo. Get out of here. Get out of here, sir. Let me
Now
go move the thing back up. Let me get this.
Avoiding unwanted pregnancies.
Yeah,
And
that's him.
So I guess that whole segment's just about putting on the condom. Like,
I guess. Like, but this is one of the comments. This is the gayest thing I've ever seen.
the thumbs up that.
Holy
yeah.
shit. Also, that's the other thing too. Yeah, he said he likes girls hella thick or hella skinny, and he only likes extremes. He doesn't like anything in the
God.
middle. And it's like, dude, like this reminds me. Okay, that actually reminds me. I was going to a friend was getting like fitted for like I don't know, a tuxedo or some shit for like that friend's wedding. And so I'm with him there. He's putting on the fucking tuxedo thing or whatever the fuck he's wearing. I have no idea. And I'm just sitting there in the place, and there's like one male staff. This dude is the person who not introduced me to, but is the first person in real life who ever talked to me about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This dude is like probably 25 years old, thinning hair, Midwest chubby, but like not that bad, I guess. Anyway, so he's like talking to me, and he's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing later?" I don't know, gonna go do whatever. He's like, "Oh, like you're gonna go flirt with your girlfriends? You're just gonna go relentlessly flirt with your girlfriends?" And I was like,
Oh my god. what the
maybe
fuck?
like yeah. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like this is so insane. And then he's like talking about like, oh, do you know JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Like, have you heard of that? and this is in fucking Green Bay, mind you.
That's par for the course.
And I'm just like, now mind you, this was like 2011. So JoJo, none of this shit was like that big.
Right.
You know, this is like kind of crazy. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm kind of aware of it, but I've never seen it or anything. And he's like, oh, well, it's really cool because they always do all these cool poses. And he starts doing like the poses of the characters in the show. And at this point, I'm just like, I'm dying of cringe.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what in the fuck am I hearing and seeing right now? And like, just like the commentary, he's like, just like after he like either asked some way, or I told him at the time that I had a girlfriend or something. Did I even have a girlfriend? Maybe I just lied to him. I don't think I had a girlfriend actually. No.
So he stopped sitting on you?
Yeah, right. So then he kept like, oh, are you just gonna relentlessly flirt with your girlfriend? Or you just gonna and I was like, is that what like you think straight talk is, dude? Like,
right.
Like it felt like a incredibly gay person trying to pass as straight in the moment. And I just felt really uncomfortable. So God.
Like that was, I mean, those were clearly just like gay feelers. Like
yeah, he was definitely like
out...
like maybe you're I mean, I reflected on it too at the time. I was like, oh, you know, it's probably pretty hard being like a gay guy in Green Bay, Wisconsin, because like Green Bay is
like Green Bay's one of those weird ones.
Yeah, for like a bigger city, it's more conservative, whereas like usually a lot of the bigger cities in Wisconsin tend to lean more liberal, but there's a pretty big kind of conservative, like kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to say like fortress in the Green Bay area.
I was thinking strongholds. So
yeah. And so like I was kind of thinking like, oh, it must, you know, pretty difficult for him to like kind of find somebody, so he's got to like behave in this manner, but like just like the inauthenticity kind of weirded me out, you know?
Right.
You know, like where he was trying to pass as like straight, you know, where like if he was just like, oh, hey, like, what are you guys doing later? Like, you know, yeah, like I would have, if he just like straight up was like cold approach and was like, oh, like ask me if I want to do something, you know, I'd be like, okay, no thanks, but I appreciate that, you know, like whatever. But like the weirdness of like the trying to pass as like super straight, where he's like, yeah, relentlessly flirting with your girlfriend later, that's what you're doing, yeah, like
so weird.
I don't need to do that.
That comment itself is strange.
Yeah.
That and yeah, if he came up and talked to you out of nowhere, like, why are you talking to me?
Yeah, he could have just sat behind the cash register. Like, I mean, he
there.
didn't need to come over, and I'm not getting clothes put on.
I don't know. Sometimes I guess I'm bored and I'll talk to strangers, but like very seldom, and it's usually if I think they're hot. So
yeah. So oh shit.
Yeah, maybe he thought you were hot. Maybe you had a chance.
Yeah, true.
Oh well.
True. I missed
opportunities.
Yeah, true. Well, I don't know. Is there anything
for you?
We should end the show? Any final words of wisdom, or I don't know?
Yes, I think you all should have a Fontleroy day.
Again. Back to back.
Make it a Fontleroy day today, okay? Come
on.
Make
a Fontleroy day. No!
No! I've been telling you to do this for 15, 14, 13, as many pods as we did. You gotta fucking do it, and if you don't do it, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah.
I'll know if you did.
Report back.
Yeah, let us know in the comments down below if you had a Fauntleroy day, and also what do you think of Fauntlery day?
What is a Fauntleroy day? Because we're still
we're at a loss.
The scientists are the jury is in recess. We don't know.
The jury is out. The scientists have been handed their emails to validate their job, and they got fired now.
They got fired, so we have nobody to figure out what a Fauntleroy day is. We've been trying to tell people to have one, so hoping somebody would show up in the comments and tell us how wrong we are for saying that.
What it looks like.
How dare you tell them to have a Fauntleroy day? Don't you know what that means?
Don't you know? And then they go into a big diatribe about what it actually is, and then
we have egg on our face. That's gonna be when we get canceled for telling people. We've been telling people for like 16 episodes to have a Fauntleroy day. It turns out something horrible.
Turns out this like horrible sex act or something.
Yeah, like what we just watched.
Like what we just this
putting the condom on after you've inserted it. That is a horrible sex act. That I think is just is the R word.
Sneaking it on.
Not retarded.
Yeah, R slurred.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
okay.
Have a Fauntleroy day, everyone.
Bye-bye.